being built across Michigan, bringing critical supply chains home. In Big Rapids, we're creating over 2,300 jobs. In Marshall, 2,500. In Representative Miller's district, Michigan-made Our Next Energy is creating more than 2,100 good-paying jobs. These new battery plants will be game changers, supporting thousands of families, uplifting local businesses, and ensuring that our cities and towns thrive for decades to come. They'll help Michigan go toe-to-toe with China, bringing critical parts of the auto supply chain home. We must reduce our reliance on Chinese products, which have caused work stoppages, shortages, and car price hikes over the last few years.
House Minority Leader, he said that leadership recommended Republicans to vote no on the bill in an attempt to buy additional time for a lame duck session. But now this means that gas prices are continuing to drop as demand lowered and oil prices held steady. The national average for a cost of gas is $3.26, and that's 50 cents less than a month ago and 6 cents less than a year ago. As the winter weather keeps people homebound, less demand for gas and continued stability in oil prices has contributed to the steady decline of gas prices. AAA spokesperson told Fox News that the seasonal pattern of less driving due to shorter days and crummy weather, combined with lower oil costs, is driving gas prices lower. If this trend continues, many states could see their average gas price fall by $3 a gallon. Under the weight of economic concerns, everybody, a possible surge in crisis and a changed psyche is causing oil prices last week to fall again to nearly a decade low. Oil prices have struggled mightily to hold its rally even on some potentially bullish news, each time falling back down as fundamentals look struggles. Gavin Newsom even said that he announced a proposal to penalize oil companies for reported price gouging in a bid to deter excessive price increases and keep people in California safe from this inflation spike. Under the proposed law, state agencies would even close more review gas costs, profits, and pricing, as well provide a state with greater regulatory oversight of the refining. What this means is that stimulus payments are being on hold for now because of the gas prices. And now, the Census Bureau also projects that the problem will become more widespread in the coming years as more baby boomers who began turning 65 years in 2021 join the rank of the retired. In 2050, the U.S. population ages 65 and older will be 90 million, nearly double what it was 10 years ago. So in a AARP report, more than a third of the people 65 and older described their financial situation at mid-year as worse than it was 12 months before. It was a huge jump from the 13% of adults who said they did the same thing in January. But now the Fed has announced its 7th and final rate hike of the year.
To vote that could not have been further from the truth.
Now Biden's domestic goals, everybody, is of course to have the Democrats remain in Congress next year for the midterms. Pelosi has pushed to pass a $1 trillion bipartisan bill and her party's separate $3.5 trillion spending plan at the same time. But this process could take weeks or even months, as the House needs to find a way to join this, as the House needs to join the Senate in passing a budget resolution before lawmakers write a final proposal. Folks, Pelosi must get together with the Democrats as well as the Republicans in order for the stimulus checks to be sent out.
Came up with a brilliant idea. And the brilliant idea was to go forward with what is called a chain CPI, which is a fancy term for cutting cost of living adjustments for Social Security, for the elderly and the disabled. Anyone here know what the last COLA was this year that seniors on Social Security received? Who knows what it was?
And let's not forget, the budget plan, everybody, from our politicians would expand Medicare coverage, extend strengthened household tax credits passed last year, and create incentives to adopt green energy. Democrats are getting set to assemble a massive $3.5 trillion social spending plan that they will muscle through without any Republican support in the next few months. Now, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and many other progressive lawmakers are now urging Biden to renew federal unemployment benefits, and Democrats have cut many things from the $3.5 trillion reconciliation plan, which should include an additional stimulus payment as well as an increase of your Social Security benefits.
At all military posts and naval stations, and on all naval vessels of the federal government in the District of Columbia and throughout the United States and its territories, and possessions until sunset on August 30th, 2021, in honor of the victims of the senseless acts of violence in Kabul.
Folks, Be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out if President Biden will do his job and send out more stimulus relief. Now, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York is one of the fighters in Congress, asking for more stimulus relief from President Biden. Now, the Congressional Progressive Caucus held early discussions on whether to push for a renewal of unemployment benefits. After all, folks, they are set to expire on September 6th. Now, this may be an opening for them to leverage their influence and obtain extra federal aid for many Americans. Now, some Democratic lawmakers are raising the alarm over the end of crisis unemployment benefits. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said, "What we have right now is that the Biden administration has indicated that they have almost no willingness to extend the unemployment assistance program. We have a Senate that doesn't want to do it and a White House that doesn't want to do it. It's going to take a very committed House to extend the unemployment benefits." AOC said that any successful effort would come after Labor Day, are prioritizing the Democratic-only spending plan and hammering out the legislative details, which could take many weeks. AOC said progressives are looking into it. Now, folks, another progressive, Elon Mar of Minnesota, told Insider News that they still haven't tailored the amount of support that they need, and that it's a conversation that many Democrats are engaged in. Representative Omar and Ocasio-Cortez are one of the few Democrats in Congress pushing for the unemployment benefits to be extended and a fourth stimulus check to be approved. Folks, but Chuck Schumer is saying this. He issued a letter on Monday saying that Democrats are proud for the great progress that is being made in the American people's lives. Schumer told reporters, "When we took the majority in the Senate early this year, the American people entrusted us with a great responsibility to make their lives better. I'm happy to report that we're making great progress towards that goal." By the way, folks, what do you think about Chuck Schumer? Is he doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? Is he helping out the American people that are in desperate need of financial assistance? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, also know this, folks. Republicans have presented their disapproval for additional spending in regards to stimulus and unemployment benefits. On several occasions, they have said that they will not give any help when it comes to measures just like that. And many people are waiting for Congress to include more financial relief into the budget resolution plan. So, I personally believe that Congress can get the job done and that they can send out the fourth stimulus check before the end of the year.
We thank all of the town energy committees. I love the concept of town energy committees. This is the kind of grassroots activism that we're going to need, not only in Vermont, but around this country, to deal with what I think all of us recognize is an existential threat, not only to our state and our country, but to the entire planet. Joanna made the point, and I don't want to go into great detail in repeating it, but it is not just what the IPCC said and their code red alarm, and they're telling us that we have a very, very